Welcome back, and today we're going to be talking about leveraged grid bots on ByBit. So, first off, if you live in the US and you watch this till the end, I will show you how you can pass the KYC on ByBit or Plexy or any of these other brokers, crypto brokers that require you to use a KYC outside of the US. So first off, we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you the bot that I'm running. It's been very successful. It is a higher risk strategy, and it does require finding just the right coin to trade. So I'll show you that, and then I'll show you the results. So when you come into ByBit, this is your splash screen, and to get to the trading bots, you're going to go to Tools, Trading Bots, and you're going to click on them. And what you're going to see is I have one bot trading. Current profit is $882, up and down, up and down. And a total equity is $4,131. So we're going to go look at that bot first. I'm going to show you what I'm running, and then I'm going to run it back. I'm actually going to turn this off, and we're going to restart it. So just so you know, this bot's been running 2 days, 21 hours, and 23 minutes. It's made 619 trades right here on Profitable Trades. It's running XCN versus USDT. I am only running the long position. It does have a liquidation price. Okay. That will change as the price moves up and down. It shows my initial investment on this was $3,250. Total profit now is $888, $895. Market must be moving up. And I actually left this running. It was up a little bit more when XCN was up earlier today, and it pulled back. I was going to turn it off, but I wanted to leave it on to show this. And you can look at the details. It's up even, obviously it's pumping a little bit because we're up 909. But you can look at the price range, the grids, the current price as it goes up and down, and the current positions. And this will take you to the screen that actually shows you the bot as well as it's got the positions over on the right side and then the bot with the grids on the left. And I am running a super lot of grids. It's 125 grids spread out over 4 cents. And you might say, why are you doing that? Why not give it a little bit more room? This has been highly active. Not saying I couldn't make more, but what you'll notice in the positions is that each of these positions is let's do this here. That is 3 cents there. So it's 3/100ths of a cent apart. So every time this moves 3/100ths of a cent, I make 70 cents, 70.12 cents. That's why I did it. This bot is designed to grab as much of that volatility as possible and just make money up and down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to terminate that bot. We're going to take the profit and I'm going to reset it up. I'm going to set it up slightly differently, and I'll show you how I choose where I'm going to set it up. And I'm going to remove some of the profit out of it. So click terminate. Oh, I'm going to show you this too. The other thing is right now we're at grid profit of 698. So if I hit withdraw, it will actually allow me to withdraw most of the grid profit based on wherever it's at right now. And you can let the bot continue to run. So you can continue to withdraw profit from this 10%, 100%. And as you notice, as the bot goes up and down, that number is going to change slightly. I should have done this 2 minutes ago. We would have been up another $20, but that's okay. So I'm going to terminate the bot. I'm going to take out the profit. And I'm going to show you the completed bots that I've been running since XCN started its crazy, crazy move. So initially I set this up and I set it up, but I set up a neutral strategy and I said, oops, I didn't want to do that. Only ran 52 seconds, 2 trades, made me 23 cents. Moved it into a long strategy. It did not run for 1 day. I canceled this early. It only took 30 trades and I canceled it For some reason, the timing's off on that, but I decided to cancel it and I started it again here. So $1,000. I ran this for 1 day, 21 hours. So basically just under 2 days. And it made me $598. And this was when it was lower. So its price was lower. So I had it set at 3/4 of a cent up to 1.85 cents. I then moved it into a larger range because it kept pushing up 75 grids, a 2 cent range. I ran this for 16 hours, again, $1,000 and made $418. It then pushed up out of the 3 cents range. I stopped it. It came back into the 3 cents range. So I started it again with 2,000 this time, ran it for 1 day, 7 hours, and 5 minutes, and it made $738. So basically, just under a day and a half, $700, 430 trades. I ran this one for 3 hours. This was actually slightly different. I was running a different coin, testing something out. Don't get me wrong, that's great money, but I turned it off. I'm going to come back into that. And I think what I'm going to do is reduce some of my risk by trading this XCN less and just not having the 3,200 in there and just letting it run. So then I did 2 days at 2,500 with this setting. So I pushed it, it pushed up past the 3 cent setting. So I changed it to more grids at a 4 cent spread. So 1 to 5. And in 2 days, it made 1,500 trades. It is becoming less volatile. However, I will say it's becoming less volatile. This ran for just under 3 days at 3,200 and made $874. So by no means is this run done. I am running it long only. Honestly, after seeing the way that it ran this week, I could have run it on the neutral strategy because it keeps going up and coming back down. But overall, I'm bullish on this. I am running this on my Go Baby bot as well. I was running this before this push, but all of a sudden it started getting active. So I said, this is the perfect bot to run on a leveraged ByBit bot. So how do we set this up? We've got no bots running. So we're going to create one. It's a futures grid bot. This is what we're creating. And honestly, I could go back and pick the one that I just did, but I'm going to show it to you how I get there. So first thing we do is we pick our pair, XCN USDT. It is down today. That's okay. We still made money and it's down. This is their 10x long. I mean, don't get me wrong, that would work. I went with 3x. I went with less risk. And I just wonder if, see, here's a 3x long grid, but it had an 87% drawdown. So, but I'm going to show you how to set this up manually. So we come in here, we're going to set our low. Now, if we look at the chart, so I'm actually trading this with my Go Baby bot and have been since December because I liked the way it looked. But I got into it manually here as it started to pump about 7/10 of a cent. I got in about 1/2 cent to 7/10 of a cent. It pumped up. I ended up closing out that position. It doubled my money and I sold the majority of it and left some to hold long term, which I'm still holding. But if we look, the reason I'd set my bottom earlier at 1 is because this has kind of been a hard bottom since its initial pump. However, going back to a week ago, the lowest point it's really gotten to is 0.15. And realistically, it keeps hitting a bottom around 0.2. And I do see this as an upward pattern. We are looking at a 30-minute chart, but we are only talking about a week pattern here. And I see this as an upward pattern. And it's, we're only looking a week or 2 weeks back. Really right here is looking a week back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate my money a little bit. I think I'm going to put the bottom as 0.2 and the top is 0.5. That's how I'm picking this. And the reason I'm picking the top is when it did peak out, it peaked out at about 4.5, 5 right there, depending on which exchange you were looking at. So since we know where it peaked out, we're just going to go ahead and set that as our top range. And we're going to set 2 as our bottom range. Now, I'm going to run way more grids. I was running 125. I'm going to run 100 grids on this, and I'm going to run a leverage of 3, same as I've been doing. So each grid profit should be 1.5 to 4%. And right now, this is my initial 1,000 that I started trading with, and I withdrew a little bit. So my initial 1,000 is up in this week to 4,500 and change because I withdrew 400. I'm only going to put 2,000 at this. What does that mean for me? That means that I've got zero risk if I blow it. I mean, the risk is that I'm blowing it all of the 2,000, but I've over doubled my money in a week, so I can be okay with that. Advanced settings. You can set an entry price on when this is going to start instead of just taking whatever the price is right now. I think right now we are at the 3.3, 3.8 cents, or 3.38 cents. I'm good with that entry point. But if you want to have this ready to go when it drops down, because we are doing a long only bot, right? We're only taking long positions. We're not taking short positions. So having it drop down is a plus. The other thing is you can have a take profit and a stop loss on here. I'm not going to trade with a stop loss. I will show you where you can add money to this if it gets into drawdown. Another thing, and pay attention to this, this does not add your profits into the trading. It sets the profits aside, which is why you can withdraw them. However, it does appear that it calculates those profits into your liquidation price. So as you make more money and don't withdraw it, your chances of becoming liquidated in a massive drop off are less. So you can either do a percent of take profit, like every time it makes 10%, close it out. Or you can just take the money. If you want to say, hey, when it makes $1,000, close it out, you can do that. I won't. I'll just let it run and pull profit and do it manually. Those are the settings. It's not hard. So if you want to reduce your risk, it is only a futures bot, but I do believe this would allow us to just go a leverage of 1, so no leverage. So you really would never get liquidated. Yeah, it will do a 1x leverage because they don't trade spot on ByBit for this coin. They only trade the futures. We are going to run with 3. We're going to run with $2,000, and we're not going to have any advanced settings. So just to verify again, XCN futures 3x long, $2,000, 2 cents to 5 cents is my grid with 100 grids. And I'm funding it with $2,000 again and confirm. So it's going to build the grids. And you'll see immediately it looks like it's in a loss just because it's moving and it's taking positions. That's not a big deal. And it will give you a liquidation price at the beginning. So if it dropped below 1 cent, we would lose all of our $2,000. We'll give it a second to get going. And if you look at the details page, first thing we can do is we can look at the positions and we can look and see how far apart we are. And again, we are almost exactly the same. We're 3/100ths of a cent apart. That was my goal with picking that. And then the only other thing I want to see with the history is when it closes a trade, how much we're making on each grid, just because I like to know that. So I ended up walking away from the computer. It's been 30 minutes. It's been up and down. We are up $31 in 31 minutes, but it only took one profitable trade. The profit was 53 cents. And if we want to look at that, we look at the history and we see this trade here, 53.71 cents or 0.5371. The only trades that will actually be higher than that usually are the initial trades that are taken now at the top of the grid. If it were to go up, they're going to have a much larger profit margin only because they were taken at this price and won't close until, like, they were basically taken when we opened it at the 3 cents, 3.44 cents, but they won't close until they get to a much higher level. So we do have a lot of grids open, and this will start just grinding out 50 cents every time this moves. While we're waiting for it to actually close a trade so we can see how much it's making per grid, One thing you can do is you can invest more. If you click this button, invest more, it will let you put more money into the trading bot. So I did this thinking that it would increase my positions when I first tested it. It did not. But what it did is it cuts your liquidation point way down. So if you do get into drawdown and don't want to close the bot out, what you can do is you can invest more money and just ride it out. Like with any kind of leverage bot, if you have enough cash to wait for it to rebound, assuming it's going to rebound, you can ride out the dips. And for those of you in the US and what you've been waiting for, I will throw a link for ByBit down below. I would appreciate if you use my link if you don't have an account when you sign up. Why do I appreciate that? Because I do get referral fees from it. And I don't make any money off of the YouTube channel. I only make money off of referral fees right now and my own trading. I'm hoping to build this up so that we can get more subscribers and more watchers, and I can make money on this YouTube channel and actually show you guys how much money YouTube truly pays the content providers. So, what you've been waiting for. How do you do this from the US? First off, you need a VPN. So, you have to put yourself in another country or ByBit will block it. I do use NordVPN. I know there's others, and I use Ireland. Why do I use Ireland? First off, it seems to allow every kind of trading you want. I've never been blocked in Ireland. And by the way, they speak English. So if you're in the US and you need your website in English and you want someone to talk to you in English, if you call and talk, I tell them I'm in Ireland. Next, now that they require a KYC, you can use their Web3, but I've never used their Web3 for trading bots. So I can't give you any advice on how to do that. But if you want a KYC with ByBit or MEXC or some of these other offshore exchanges, this is how you do it. There is a website. I think the country's name is Palau, Palau. I know I've read books about it from World War II. So they allow a digital residency ID, and I'll show you the site. So I will throw a link down below for this. It doesn't give you any discount. If I get like 20 some people, I get a free year of the residency when I renew. But this is the Republic of Palau. They do allow a digital ID, and it is designed so you can KYC with exchanges, banks, other institutions. Okay. Also, they're going to offer things where you can run your digital corporation from there with 0% tax, so offshore corporations. And I did read that they're going to be setting up a way for you to get a mailing address there too. That is not done yet. So if you hit get it now, it will take you to the website, 1 year trial version, $248, and you do have to go through a KYC with them. What does that do? You have to show them your ID, they do a face scan, and you have to send them basically a passport style photo, which you can have someone take a picture on a neutral wall and good lighting. What does it include? It includes a digital residency, a physical card they ship to your house, and I haven't used the digital ID that can be minted into your preferred wallet. So I'm guessing you can mint an NFT. That's your digital ID. I haven't done it yet. So what they're working on, and this is where I read this somewhere else also, but they're working on a mailing address, a phone number, a utilities bill, because a lot of the Forex exchanges require a utilities bill, digital banking, which I'm excited about, and e-corporations, which I'm also excited to see how that works with a 0% tax. Okay. They may not be directly provided by RNS, this company, and we haven't seen exactly how it's going to work out. So this does work. It's been tested. Multiple people I know have ordered the IDs, they've gotten them in the mail, and they've used them to KYC on ByBit or MEXC or some of the other exchanges. So if this is something you're interested in, this is the way to do it, or it's an A way. I'm not telling you the way, I'm giving you a way to do something. So do me a favor. If you like this content, if you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe, and watch one of my other videos because I really need about 1,000 more hours of watch time before YouTube's going to pay me for this. So watch one or two. If everyone that signed up watches a couple of my videos, I will be well on the way to getting that 2,000 hours of watch hours in 365 days. That also helps me get paid. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.